Hello again, everyone. You're about to watch The Blessing of the Fleet here at the Stony Creek Beach. Today is Saturday, July 12th, 2025. Blessing of the Fleet in Stony Creek, hosted by the Stony Creek Congregational Church with support from the Thimble Island Sailing Club and the Stony Creek Association. The Stony Creek Fife and Drum Corps is going to be kicking off the ceremony, which is going to be happening real soon. The Blessing of the Fleet, it's a tradition. It began centuries ago in Mediterranean fishing communities. And of course, here in Stony Creek, we have an active oystering business. It's a blessing from the local priest. And here it's going to be Steve Chamberlain. He's the minister, the reverend of the Stony Creek Congregational Church right across the street. He's also going to be joined by other ministers. And it's to ensure a safe and bountiful season. Now, the ritual of the Blessing of the Fleet varies. It's still practiced today, as we're going to see in a few minutes. From the community to the other communities, the practice varies. Blessing of the Fleet may include a church service, a parade, pageantry, dancing, feasting, and contests. Here in Stony Creek, it's going to be the Stony Creek Drum Corps and the minister's prayers, Blessing of the Fleet. After many years, I was told, here in Stony Creek, the Blessing of the Fleet resumes. Now, all boats to be blessed today were asked to be here on the Stony Creek Beach in advance of the 11 a.m. ceremony. Right now, it's about 10 minutes to 11. So, you are seeing the boats arriving, and it's my understanding that the boats are going to parade in front of us here, in front of the Stony Creek Beach, and they're going to be blessed by Reverend Steve Chamberlain and other Branford ministers. So, hello again, everyone. I'm Frank Toohill. And it's around the town of Branford with Henry and Frank. And we're bringing you all the action of Stony Creek, Blessing of the Fleet. It's a beautiful summer day, about 75 degrees, gorgeous dark blue sky, white clouds, super clear visibility. You can easily see all the Thimble Islands from here, plus, of course, Long Island, about 20 miles away. And also the water is crystal clear right now. It's cool, great swimming. You know, it's been very hot and humid, and the perfect place to be is to be in the wonderful Long Island Sound salt water. It really cools you off, very refreshing. What you're looking now is at Stony Creek Harbor, Pleasant Point there across the way. You see the Trap Rock crushed stone terminal there. Also, you can see the houses in Pine Orchard, also some of the islands. Also, the island there with the big red roof, that's Rogers Island. It's for sale. They just reduced the price from $26 million to $23 million. Anyway, so it's our understanding that the Blessing of the Fleet, the way it's going to work is you're going to see the boats parade past us right here at the Stony Creek Beach, and as they pass, they're going to be blessed by Steve Chamberlain, the Reverend, and also other Branford ministers. Now, the Stony Creek Fife and Drum Corps are all together on Mike Infantino's Sea Mist. So when they come into view, it's going to be very dramatic. It's going to be great. They're all going to be playing, their great music, which is, world famous. And, that's going to happen first. And then you're going to hear the ministers with their blessings. So there's a big crowd over there straight ahead, and we should be getting started real soon. It's a great time to be here in Stony Creek, as I'm sure it always is, but especially today. So stay with us as we bring you the action and the prayers at the Stony Creek Blessing of the Fleet. Stay with us. Again, you're watching the Blessing of the Fleet here in Stony Creek. It's July 12th, 2025, a beautiful summer day. And the Stony Creek Drum Corps has just begun playing, so we're going to listen to the music right now and enjoy the Stony Creek Drum Corps. So part of the corps is playing over there. Oh, they're just about to resume. So let's listen some more. So that's part of the Stony Creek Fife and Drum Corps playing that you've been listening to. We've heard that the rest of the band is on Captain Mike Infantino's Sea Mist and is on the way. So they're going to join up with the ones that we've heard playing on land. So that's the beginning here of the Stony Creek Blessing of the Fleet. Now this is the first year they've had it. I understand it. They used to have it annually, but for some reason, the last few years they haven't had it. Let's go back to the Stony Creek Drum Corps. So there goes the sea mist going by. You saw that before, and I looked online, and the Stony Creek Drum Corps is, as you would expect, very busy this time of year. They're playing here today in Stony Creek, and then I believe they're going up to the Hartford area for a parade around 6 p.m. tonight. So they really they keep active. That they're in great demand, as they should be. It's great drum corps. World renowned. So it looks like there are some sailboats headed this way to get their blessing. And this, as I said before, this is an old tradition that goes back hundreds of years, started in the Mediterranean, and it was to ask God for a bountiful catch, because they used to do these in fishing communities. And like I said before, Stony Creek does have the oystering business still going on. We don't have, all the fish anymore like we used to, lobster and cod, and it's pretty much been fished out. But of course, for years and years, that was really big business here in Long Island Sounds. But we do have the oysters. They are coming back. The water is clean enough again so that they can grow. There's a lot of aquaculture going on with the oysters as well as clams. The town of Branford still leases out the clamming grounds. There was a lease that was just authorized by the Board of Selectmen about a week ago for a clamming ground. So that's another catch that is being blessed at this time today. So okay, here's the parade that we were told. The boats circle around, and as they circle, they receive a blessing from Steve Chamberlain. He's the Reverend of the Congregational Church down here in Stony Creek, as well as others. You can see him standing there. That's Steve Chamberlain giving a blessing right now. And here comes a tour boat. This is the Volsunga that's being blessed.
Now we're going to stay on this side. We're good. Thank you. We'll stay kind of close to you.
So there goes the Volsunga now, getting a blessing from the Reverend Steve Chamberlain, standing there with the blue pants and the red tie. And now, next coming around for their blessing is looks like a Boston whaler. Steve Chamberlain just said to them, "What's the name of the boat?" And he's going to include that in the prayer. It's really a beautiful day. It's there's clouds, a blue sky, but there's not direct hot sunlight, which really makes a difference. Stony Creek resumes playing. Once again, this is the Blessing of the Fleet, Stony Creek, Connecticut, July 12th, 2025, hosted by the Stony Creek Congregational Church with support from the Thimble Island Sailing Club and the Stony Creek Association. Yeah, so there's a lot of boats taking advantage of the Blessing of the Fleet going by Reverend Steve Chamberlain. They're joining the parade, which circles his boat. Now, I understand that they did this earlier this year at Branford Point, and basically it was the same thing. The boats that wanted to be blessed, what they did is they joined in a parade, and they went past, the boat, that had the ministers. So, the parade keeps going. There's a lot of people here. But anyway, as I said before, we did see that man in the pink hat piloting his sailboat. That's Dan Bullard. He's one of the organizers of today's Blessing of the Fleet. In the past, he used to be on the RTM, and he was also on the Board of Police Commissioners. Let's go back and listen to Stony Creek Drum Corps. We just got a big wave from Craig Newton. Craig was the chairman of the Town of Branford Cable Advisory Board back in the days of First Selectman Judy Gott. And then, of course, as you know, BCTV became a private nonprofit IRS 501c corporation, which it is today. Stony Creek Drum Corps, they really make this event. You can get their schedule at stonycreekdrumcorps.org. I think they're always looking for new members. So if you're, if you drum or if you play the fife or any of those great parade instruments, you should contact them and see if there's any vacancies. So anyway, it looks like the blessing of the fleet is coming to an end. Stony Creek Drum Corps, world renowned, and you can see and hear why. Anyway, it looks like the parade is basically over. I didn't count how many boats that the Reverend Steve Chamberlain blessed, but it looked like at least 25 participated this year. So hopefully they will have an improved sailing season because of their blessing. And it's been great to be with you today. I'm Frank Toohill for Henry Pond, and we'll be back with more programs around the town of Branford with Henry and Frank. One more number. That was magnificent. I could feel chills running up and down my spine as they, marched over to Water's Edge. Great, great concert, a great band, the Stony Creek Drum Corps. So you've been watching the Blessing of the Fleet, hosted by the Stony Creek Congregational Church, with support from the Thimble Island Sailing Club and the Stony Creek Association. Again, I'm Frank Toohill for Henry Pond. Until next time, goodbye.